Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So I am inside today resowing my Bupleurum. And as you can see, I did not have very good success with this first round. A few of you commented on my seedling tour with a different way of sowing Bupleurum. And so I'm going to try that method. And so I wanted to just do a video post update just to show you guys what I have learned so far and what I am trying different. I thought maybe it would be helpful for some of you. So I originally sowed these back on March 10th, and I followed the directions on the back of the seed packet. I put them about 1/4 inch under the soil. And I know Bupleurum is recommended to be direct seeded outside, but I really wanted to try it inside in seed trays just to see if I could get a little bit of a jump start on the season, which is why I am redoing these, because I think I can still get a little bit of a jump start. So I put these 1/4 inch under the soil. I covered this tray with my humidity dome and I put it on my grow shelves underneath my grow lights. I did not put it on a heat mat because I know Bupleurum is a cool season crop, so I did not use a heat mat. Well, that was way back on March 10th, so about 7 weeks ago. And this is what I have for germination. I have 10 or 11 plants here, which out of a 72 tray is pretty bad. So I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna pop these in some other cell trays and I'm gonna let them keep growing on under my grow lights at home. But I wanna reseed this cell tray with a method that a couple of you mentioned in the comments. And basically that is a method that is recommended by Lisa Mason Ziegler. She is the one that wrote the Cool Flowers book, which I have mentioned that in several videos that I have and I refer to all the time. She recommends sowing Bupleurum, putting it in the dark, and they germinate that way. So I'm gonna sow these seeds 1/4 inch under the soil, just like I did before. And then I'm going to cover this tray, I think just with a piece of cardboard. I'm gonna put it in my furnace room where I started my ranunculus. It averages about maybe 55 to 60 degrees in there. I'm gonna set these down on the concrete floor, which will keep the tray even cooler than if I put them on a shelf. And I'm gonna see if I can get them to germinate that way within a couple weeks. If not, I will probably just go ahead and direct sow the seeds outside for my first succession planting, but I'm gonna give it one more go. So the first thing I need to do is grab some trays to transplant these into. I'm gonna do that, and then we'll go ahead and get these seeds resown. All right, so I've made a little tray that I'm gonna transplant these Bupleurum seedlings into. This looks kind of strange, but this is just a leftover tray that I had from one of the 72 cell trays that I pieced out to use for other projects. I have 12 cells filled. I have 11 plants, and so I'm just gonna let this one hang over the side. This is like a takeout food tray, so that's what I'm gonna use to bottom water. Looks a little weird, but it's totally gonna work fine. So I'm just gonna take my pencil and make a little hole in each cell of this tray. That's what I'm gonna drop my seedling down into. And then I'm gonna take my pencil and I'm just gonna dig the seedling out of its cell. And I don't think these are gonna have huge roots on them. Yeah, see if you can see that? It's just kind of one long root, which I'm gonna put right down into the hole. And then just tapping the soil in down around it. Pretty simple process. So I'm gonna get these all transplanted, then we'll reseed this cell tray. Okay, that one has a lot bigger roots. That's a nice looking plant. You know, even if I can get these extra 11 plants to grow early, that's 11 cuttings that I could fill into bouquets. So it's still worth it to me to do this. Okay, so I got all 11 Bupleurum seedlings transplanted. I think they look really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mist them in from the top to settle the soil, but then I'm gonna be bottom watering them with this tray because they already have those nice strong roots, so they're just gonna soak it up from the bottom. but I want to just settle the soil around them from the top. Okay, so these are going to go back under my grow lights where they can continue to grow on. I'm hoping that they will do just fine. The roots were all really nice and healthy, so I think that they should. And then this tray, I'm going to completely re-sow this tray. So I'm just going to kind of put the soil back where I took all of those out. And since the original seeds are still in here, I don't know, maybe they'll end up sprouting. I don't really know because I've never done this before. So this will be just an experiment. We'll see what happens. Some of these cells are a little dry, so I'm gonna moisten them. Okay, now that my soil is leveled out, I'm gonna go in and put 2 seeds per cell, and then I'm gonna lightly sprinkle some seed starting mix on top of this, mist it in, and then I'm gonna go put these on my concrete floor. And hopefully within a couple weeks, I see some things sprouting. Okay, so I've misted these in, I've lightly covered them with soil, and I'm just gonna take a couple pieces of cardboard. I'm gonna lay them over top just like this, and it's gonna go in my furnace room on the cold cement floor. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. I'll make sure to keep you guys updated.
Okay, so it has been 1 week exactly since I sowed these Bupleurum seeds. They're still under the cardboard. I have misted them a few times. Let's lift it up and see if there's anything happening. Oh my goodness, I see a few sprouts. Now it's probably really hard for you guys to see because they are really small. I'll circle them on camera, but I see about, within this whole tray, 5 or 6 sprouts. I'm gonna cover these back up and check them again in a few days.
Okay, so it is now day 10 since I started that Bupleurum seed, so I wanted to give you guys an update. I am happy with what I see so far, but let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is what it looks like. Not super impressive, but way better than what I had before. So I currently have, let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I currently have 24 plants up, and I see about 5 more little seedlings sprouting out of the soil, and I really think they're just gonna keep on coming. So this will be a great little first batch of succession planting, and I also plan on the end of this week direct sowing Bupleurum seed outside in the cut flower garden, which I will make sure to keep you updated on as well. Now let me go grab that tray of the transplants that I showed you at the beginning of this video. All right, so here's my little tray of transplants. They're looking fantastic. So these will definitely give me a little bit of foliage to work with. And you know, I am a very small scale grower, so you know, to the big flower farmers out there, they're probably thinking, why would you even waste your time with this? But for me, you know, I am a small grower. This is also the very first time that I have grown Bupleurum, and so it will be fun just to have small batches and stages to work with and see how it grows. So anyway, the next thing I'll be doing is direct seeding it out in the garden, which I'll show you, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated once this starts blooming and I use it in bouquets. We'll see you soon.